today's stream is going to be for the Blue Ridge from Clever. It's going to have a few vendors. We're also taking a look at the DynaCap Parts. I kind of actually really want to like dive into this because this is kind of fun. DynaCap stuff. It is essentially I don't know if this is completely accurate to say this, but I'll just kind of speak my mind. It is kind of like a new system of like custom Toper compatible domes and stuff. So this is going to be really cool to replace some of the, already existing Toper stuff. Clever say they're called DOEMs. Am I saying that right? You put it in phonetics, but I still think I'm saying it wrong. So they're supposed to feel a bit closer to OEM Toper, but you get, some slightly more rebound. There's different weight options, stuff like that. I think it's really cool. I think it's a project that has been on a lot of people's radar. It's been on my radar. I've been kind of really into EC stuff over the last few months. So much so that I actually got my own HHKB, Happy Hacking Keyboard, that I have yet to mod. But I'm going to do it soon. I pinky swear it. But yeah, I actually think there's a lot of people that are kind of interested in. I think this is coming in at a very good time. But yeah, that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. Okay, so just so you guys know what I'm doing today too. It's not going to be as clean looking today just because we're going to be switching out some parts. But I also have some sliders that I'm going to be changing out from the ones that are already in there. So, and then this is the Blue Ridge. So, Blue Ridge. This board is going to be interesting. We've already taken a look at the board. Last time we took a look at it, it did receive, I would say, some pretty positive feedback. It also had some criticism for being kind of expensive. I think it's fair. I think the price has always been fair for this guy. You guys will see why once we open it. It's going to have a few different pricing options. It's going to be priced at $385. That's going to be for the aluminum one. Or it's going to have a $495 option or a $450. So I should say $455 then $495 option. All with different features and stuff like that. If you guys want more details about that, I feel like it probably would just be easier to visit one of the websites carrying it, which are going to be Clever Keys, Canning Keys, K-Tech, and Prototypist. There's 5 colorways: Blue Mist, Pine Green, Autumn Orange, Smoke Gray, Valley Fog. Dude, I'm trying to be as professional as I can without coughing every 2 seconds. And there's going to be 100 units over 4 vendors. The pre-orders are the 27th to July 17th. So there you guys go. And then let's take a look inside the box too. Those are pre-order prices too, not GB, short weight. Yes, I should specify that too. Upas is right. By the way, you guys can thank Clever for this. The thing I'm building today, at the end of the stream, we will be giving away. Let's open this up. Ooh, this is nice. Ooh, a nice little microfiber cloth case too. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So this is Valley Fog, okay. And this has mixed metals on it. So it has the copper bottom over here, and just look at that. Look at that. The polycarb on this is absolutely perfect. It is stunning. There's that side profile. Very cool. The mountains are calling, I must go. Very nice. Daughterboard's already in there, just so I can have a mental note of that. And then you have, it's hard to see, you have this beautiful kind of like ergonomic, not ergonomic, kind of like a cherry lip, but it's very like form-fitted. It's like a scoop, yeah. Scoop is a good way to kind of, do you guys see that? Yeah, you guys can see it right here. Here we go, perfect little angle. It really just feels good. I remember this from the last one. Feels good to put your hands there, so. Stop, what is this? Stop, dude. It's like a little, it feels like a little travel, like camping book type thing. I love this, this is so cute. This is fantastic. I think this adds to me, I love stuff like this. It just adds personality to, the thing that you're opening. Okay, so it gives you like a what's included, parts and O-rings. Oh, wow, a little DynaCap page. Wow, friction fit tabs, 1U sliders. The hard part's over. Are the space bars tough to do? Very cool. All right, Now, if you guys remember, this was the coolest part about the whole entire project. This was, like, hands down, the most interesting part about the Blue Ridge. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I feel like I'm disregarding how awesome the keyboard case looks. But not to take spotlight away from this, but it is a PCB that can kind of do it all. It's one of those hybrid PCBs. Last time we only built MX. It is only a single layout, but I think that's a valid trade-off for this. To have a fixed layout for 2 different ways you can build this with 2 entirely different systems, being the DynaCap system, basically the EC system, or the MX system. And then this is the MX plate here. I'll show you guys the MX plate too. We did build this in MX already, so if you guys are interested in watching that, you guys can just watch the old stream. But this is that big old thicky MX plate for this bad boy too. And again, we've already built it with this too. And then we have a goodie bag, which is just some stickers. I'll leave that in here for you guys. And then we have the cable. What's this? They're Clever branded chopsticks. They actually look really sick. They didn't come with the case. Those are mine now. Friction fit tool, cool. And then our friction fit tabs. I guess I'll just take all these out. There's a 78, 58, and we have our 2-year wire retainers and the feet. The feet are actually really cool on this guy. And we have different color feet and some screws. Okay, perfect. Is there a need to open this? Oh, I guess I do need the plastic domes out of this. Okay, never mind. Ooh. So this is to show you guys the different color housings for these, which is cool. Ember. What's this one here considered? Dyna Red and Pine. Then we have some silicone gaskets for 1.2mm plates, some silencing rings, and this is the grayish housing. A few different colors to pick from, which are kind of fun. Then we have our 6U wire. Good packaging for this too. I'll applaud you there. Putting a wire in something like this is really smart. And then what else do we got here? We have stabilizer housings, which again, I'm assuming I'm not actually opening these. These are the domes. Sorry, I shouldn't say domes, they're DOEMs. Before we go too far, I do want to put some feet into this, and I'm going to use the clear feet. Clear feet on this, right guys? Or should I put the yellow feet or the orange feet? I think orange maybe is the winner here. That looks really cool. Let's start assembling things here. These are going to be interesting to take off the sheet here. We'll do our best. And then I guess I'm also lubing these, huh? I'm going to use 205. Funny thing, because I've been kind of into EC stuff and I've bought my own. I've actually found that in modding the EC stuff, I've really actually grown to appreciate the 205 like on the sliders. You don't even need much to mod these things, but it is like super nice to just put a little dab of lube on these. You don't need a crazy big coat. All right, and we're just gonna apply it on the slider rails. It's easiest to do this on the plate. Pen is lube. Well, everybody, this is called the lube pen. It's from Omnitype, who's one of our sponsors here. It's a pen of lube. You essentially twist this, which I've already twisted, so I'm not gonna twist it again. And the lube gets pressured into this little bristle thing, and then you can just apply lubricant. However, if you do too many twists, it's just gonna bunch up. You do not want that. They're pretty handy for switches and stuff. I haven't really used them for stabs. I haven't found them useful for stabs. You probably could find them useful for stabs. No, that was one of my criticisms with these, is they're not refillable, but they're very handy for this since you don't need to keep dipping lube into like a brush or a jar, which is nice. And again, you don't want to go overboard with lube on these either. Let's see. Should I apply the friction fit tabs first? Yes? Okay. So these kind of go with the little thingy this way and they just push in. Oh, that's pretty simple. All right, that was really easy. I'm sure with the orange ones, the harder ones, maybe it'd be a little bit more tricky, but this was actually extremely easy to put in. Then that's how these look. So now we're gonna do the stabs. Oh, that's a cool little case for this. That's actually kind of neat. Kind of looks like it on the picture. Clip in the south facing first, then the other. Boom, very easy peasy. And they don't wobble at all with the gasket in place. Very cool. And now this just goes like this. And then we just put those in. So would it be easier to just pop the wire in first, I'm assuming? And then just kind of... That works. Okay, so we're done step one. Now, sliders. And that's the easy part here. All we're gonna do is grab this sheet. And we'll just lay these in first. I'm gonna say, I kind of want something to raise the edges here so I can pop them in. If you guys are wondering why I'm doing this, if I don't do this and I put a slider in, the slider will sit kind of funky. And I just want to make sure as I'm pushing things in here, the slider doesn't sit funky. Can I also say, a little detail on the sliders? I love that there's like the little hearts on the bottom. Or I guess the clovers, whatever you want to call them, the leaves. But they kind of like resemble hearts. Really cute. Maybe another small little thing would be on these O-ring slider sheets, for them to be easier to grab, is it possible to not have this middle circle? Like imagine it was just this on the sheet. I feel like this would be so much easier for people to just grab instead of like trying to, you know what I mean? It's a really stupid small ask, but I tend to prefer it like that. Okay, I didn't know it changed the cost. That's fine then. It's not the end of the world. Now, okay, I need one for 3. The manual really coming in clutch today. Honestly, it's a pretty good manual. Like if you're nervous about doing this, the manual makes it pretty damn easy. Springtime, baby. Let's go. Oh. Now, actually, this is my least favorite part, guys. The springs are all a little tangled up. All right, do we look good? Final inspection of everything. I feel like we're good. I'm just gonna go and eyeball this bad boy. I think I did a pretty good job. Do a little wrist warm up? That's kind of sussy. It says right there, do a little wrist warm up. What am I doing next? It has an M dash. Now just a million screws and you're done? Not bad. Pro tip here, by the way. I don't know if they're gonna tell you to do this here. Do 2 corners first. That way there, if this slips, you won't have to sit there with your palm in your face in your palm. Pro tip. And also, don't go too crazy with tightening with EC stuff. Just go until it feels like it's good. Be good. There should be 2 extras. We have 2 extras. Look at that. We are assembled, boys. Push these gaskets in, make sure they're all slotted in nice. And then again, if I need to, I will fiddle around with the stabilizers a bit. We super good. All right. I'm assuming we're just doing this. This is actually a really cool assembly. All right, so we are gonna do, push in the cable to where it's supposed to go. And then, boom. Oh, that looks sick. Oh, that looks sweet. This looks so cool. I love how you can see the feet through the case. All right, let's get some keycaps. Clever sent me keycaps. Pretty. Okay, I want to just tune this a little better here. You know, this is hindsight now. I probably should have put a little bit of lube along the top side of the what's it called? The wire. I didn't think to do that, but now that I've built that, I probably recommend putting a little bit where the wire locks in to the U-lock. I don't know if that was in the guide, but probably some should go there. Lighting is turned off by default, but if you guys want lighting, there you guys go. Gradients not, okay, I actually don't think any of the effects are working. Oh, it does it like a saturation mode. Oh, that's kind of interesting. See the bottom of my screen, of like where the colors are? If you go to white, it just, even if it's on rainbow swirl, which I don't think it should look at this, but I guess it does. You have to leave it on a color, and then all the colors basically stay as like a color. But you kind of have to just put it on a color. I guess it goes by saturation? I'm not quite positive how that works. Cool. All right, let's see how this is going to sound now. Remember, this can be built in MX or EC, which is cool. Oh. Pretty nice indeed. It feels great to type on. I think the thing I really like about this versus some of the other aftermarket EC stuff, again, I want to be very clear. I have not used a crazy large pool of this stuff. I've only recently got into this within the last like 6 months. I've also done a lot of personal purchases within the EC world. I actually have a few that are pending to be built. I've also done a bunch for customers at this point too. But compared to some of the aftermarket stuff, this feels the most like the actual happy hacking keyboard stuff. Which I think, I don't know if that's the goal. I feel like, to me, that's like what I liked the most, to be honest with you guys. That's why I bought one. I think this feels really concise with these particular domes and springs. Like, it doesn't feel kind of mush, which is usually a complaint. No, I feel like some of the EC stuff sounds a little different. This feels and sounds like concise for what it is. I really like that about this. Like, it doesn't have like a weird squishy feeling. Yeah, like I again, we've already looked at the Blue Ridge. It's already been a solid keyboard last time we looked at it. I really appreciated it last time. I think it's only gotten better, to be completely honest with you guys. The theming's on point. The case design is, I mean, nothing's changed case design like on the outside wise, so it's still beautiful. It's comfy to type on because of those nice ergonomic kind of curves on the front. Everything feels good. You know, I will say this, and this is not a dig at anyone either, so don't take this as one. I would consider this to be, you know, a premium EC kit, right? I think I had a better experience building this than I had building with the Norbauer plate. Again, you guys can take that for what it's worth, whatever. I kind of like the fact that I don't have to sit here and file down the plate. That was kind of a nice thing. So I think on the, yeah, like no cleaning the leftover flashes was huge. Like, I don't think I should have to file down a plate at any cost above $50. Like, I'm sorry, not $50, but like, you know, the kit being however expensive, I shouldn't really have to do that. Because I feel like that just leaves room for actual error. So this, I think, is a very good experience. Wholeheartedly. I think this was a very fun experience, good experience. I don't think there was anything difficult about this. Just time consuming. Maybe the springs. Maybe the springs were the only part I didn't absolutely like care for. I don't know. Maybe that's really it. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Take care. Love you guys. See you guys very soon. See you guys Friday. Bye-bye.